Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about aluminum-free deodorants. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, so I started using aluminum-free deodorants based off of information that I got from family and friends. I never did my own personal research to find out exactly why it was beneficial that we should use aluminum-free deodorants. But recently, I decided to do some research into it to find out exactly what the negative impact was using antiperspirants that contained aluminium. So I'm going to be sharing some of my findings from my research, and also I'll be sharing my observations while using some aluminum-free deodorants, some products that I've used. So I'll be sharing my observations on those as well, but we'll start with my findings from my research. Alright, so let's get it. So most of you probably know this, but there is a difference between deodorants and antiperspirants. So I'm going to just mention the difference for the benefit of someone that may not know. Alright, so what deodorants do is that deodorants make sweat smell good, smell better, right? While antiperspirants, on the other hand, what it does, it makes you perspire less. So it makes you sweat less. It blocks your pores that create sweat. It blocks most of them and makes you sweat less. So though that is the difference. And one other thing I did find, something else I found from my research, it was a shocker for me. I'm not sure if it's gonna be shocking for you guys, but for me, I was like, what? What I found is that deodorants do not contain aluminum. That was a shocker for me, and the reason why I think it was shocking for me a little bit, because I see all these marketing strategies that these companies put on their deodorant saying aluminum free, so they make it seem as though they're doing something different when deodorant should not contain aluminum in the first place. So why are you making a big deal out of something that should be, this is how it should be, shouldn't it? Alright, so I found that it was shocking for me because I'm used to seeing products, you know, advertising out there that their deodorants are free from aluminum, when you should not be putting aluminum in deodorant. Deodorants do not have aluminum. Now, I think where the reason why some companies are able to get away with that is because some antiperspirants, I won't call it antiperspirant because there's some products that are 2-in-1. So 2-in-1 in the sense that some products work as an antiperspirant as well as a deodorant. So antiperspirants, first of all, they contain aluminum. So they're the ones that have aluminum in them. So some products are 2-in-1, whereby they act as both a deodorant and an antiperspirant. And as I mentioned earlier, deodorant basically makes your sweat smell nice, and an antiperspirant makes you perspire less. So a product could be doing two of these things. So you would see some products that could have their product called a deodorant as well as an antiperspirant because it's a 2-in-1 product. So that does happen. So I'm not sure, maybe that is the reason why some companies are leveraging that to come out and say their own deodorant aluminum free, or get away with that kind of advertising. But I wanted to point that out, and that's something that was quite it was interesting to find out, let me say that. Alright, so let's talk about the health concerns associated with aluminum in the body. So the article that I was reading mentioned an experiment that was done between two groups. So there was one group with breast cancer and the other group did not have breast cancer. And what they found was that the group with breast cancer had higher levels of aluminum in the body compared to the other group that did not have breast cancer. Another thing that was found in the experiment was that the group with breast cancer used antiperspirants with aluminum more frequently than the group that did not have breast cancer. So that was one thing that was noticed amongst those two groups. But the article did note that the possibility that aluminum accumulates in breast tumors does not necessarily cause or increase the risk of breast cancer. So they did note that in the article. So I just wanted to mention that. Now, the next health concern that I read up on was mental disorders, specifically the Alzheimer's disease. What was found with Alzheimer's is that individuals with this disease had a higher concentration of aluminum in the brain. I also found out that there are some health concerns with regards to aluminum in the body when it comes to bone disease and kidney disease. And what I understand based on all of this information is that there is a concern with having a high accumulation of aluminum in the body. So basically, and that's why you have some products that offer alternatives, like in terms of having deodorants that are aluminum free. I think that the best approach based on all of this information is to reduce your body's exposure to aluminum. Now, you may get aluminum into the body through different methods. I know based on your cooking utensils, through that method, we may have aluminum exposure, and also with some products that you use on your body as well, we may have some exposure to aluminum. So based on this information, I can say, or what I would recommend is that we try as much as we can to reduce our body's exposure to aluminum. I'm not sure if there's a way to eliminate it entirely. I'm not sure that there is a way to do that, but basically being conscious of how much exposure your body gets to aluminum is good to have in mind. All right, so let's go into my observations on the products that I use that are aluminum-free deodorants. All right, let's get into that. All right, so the deodorants that I have used that were labeled aluminum-free are deodorants from Secrets and Native. I had seen a lot of ads on my social media feed from Native that I was like, okay, let me try this product out. But I will start with my observation on using the deodorant from Secrets. So I had used the smell Rose and Geranium. So I had used Rose and Geranium from Secrets, their deodorant. And what I observed with that product is that it only lasted for me for at least maximum 12 hours. Maximum 12 hours. And I found that if I was engaged in a high intensity activity in the day that would make me sweat, that then I would lose the benefit from that deodorant in the sense that I would start smelling body odor. So it would work better if your day would be a day whereby you're not involved in high intensity activities that would require maybe running or require you moving around a lot. In that day, it would work better for those situations. But if you plan on being involved in activities that may require that you end up sweating, that would lead to you sweating, then you may want to use something stronger, I would say, in those situations. But if you don't care that, you're smelling a bit, you have a little bit of body odor, hey, why not? Then that product is still okay. You can just use it, right? All right, so that's my observation with the Secrets deodorant. Now, what I recommend for that deodorant is that I recommend it for use in winter where you are less likely to sweat, and also if you take showers at night and you just want to apply a deodorant, you can use the Secrets deodorant. So that is what I would recommend for that particular product. Now, moving on to Native. With Native, I use their lavender smell. So, and I think they're more focused with regards to producing deodorants and advertising it as aluminum free. So most of their products are aluminum free, which is great. So I use the lavender smell from Native, and same thing, I found it lasted for 12 hours for me. And if I engage in a high intensity activity as well, I would start smelling my body odor. And also another thing for me that happened was that after a while the smell became a little bit I'm trying to find the best word here, but it was a little bit repulsive after a certain point. Now it could just have been me, but I found that sometimes they say when you apply perfume or you apply things that have scents to them, when it comes in contact with the smell of your own body, scent might change. I don't know if that's happening, but I find that after I'd used the lavender smell from Native, after a while, when I apply the deodorant, it would eventually start smelling a little bit repulsive to me. When I say repulsive, it's not that it has a bad smell. It's just that the smell just becomes not the best for me. It just basically becomes uninviting to me. Now, to another person, it could be different, but this is just my own reaction with regards to using the deodorant from Native. And like I recommended for the Secret deodorant, I also do recommend the Native to be used for more so in winter as well, and you can use it as well after you take a shower at night. Alright, now the next thing I wanted to talk about, it's another option of a deodorant. I wouldn't say it's not a deodorant, it's a fruit. It's something you use in your kitchen or use as part of flavoring food or flavoring stuff when you make it in your kitchen. It is lime. A friend of mine introduced me to using lime juice in the UnderArms, and shout out to her. Obala, thank you. So she introduced me to using lime as an option for your underarms. And what I found with lime is that it basically changed the smell of the sweat. When I used it, I didn't smell bad. Like even when I sweat, the body odor, I didn't smell body odor, but like deodorant as well, it doesn't last for too long. Now it could be different for everyone. Some people may be able to use lime and find that it keeps the body odor in check for throughout the day. You know, everyone's body is different. So for me, but I found that when I do sweat as well, when I'm involved in a high intensity activity, the control that the lime gives to the body odor, it kind of wanes. So I start smelling my body odor a little bit. But hey, it's cheap. You can buy it anywhere. It's easily accessible. Just walk to the grocery store and you have the lime there, right? But for me, what I did was I always used to squeeze them. So I had a little container I kept in the fridge that had the juice, the lime juice, and I would just, in the mornings, I would just go into the fridge, put some drops of lime juice on my hand and just quickly pat them under. But the thing though to bear in mind with the lime is that I wouldn't recommend it for summers because you're sweating a lot. It's something good, as I recommended with the other deodorants. I would recommend that for use during winter. It's more, you'll get the most out of it if you do use that during winter. And it could be cumbersome squeezing out the lime, always having to squeeze out the lime juice from the lime. You know, some people may not want to have to go through that stress just to get some juice out of the lime. I didn't really mind that. You know, it's a cheaper way of deodorant. But yes, that is one product that I did use that is a lime, and it's cheap, affordable, accessible. So if you want to try that out, please by all means try the lime. It does work. It worked for me. It's just that it may not work for a long amount of hours if you are involved in something that's high intensity. Alright, so that is that in terms of what I have tried that are aluminum free in controlling the body odor. I have heard of baking soda, but I've also read that baking soda as well could cause skin irritation, etc. I haven't tried it. Maybe I may look into it. But if you have and you have ideas or tips on using baking soda, please leave your comment down below. Alright guys, so that's all I have. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or if you have any other information. One thing I did also want to point out is that with antiperspirants, I still use them. If I have to go out to an event or if I'm going to be involved in an activity that would require that I may have to sweat a lot, I don't want to be in that kind of environment and I'm smelling my body odor. No, so I still do have some antiperspirants just for those kind of situations or those events that would require that I might have to sweat, and I want to make sure that I am not smelling all over the place. Alright, so based on all of the information that I've shared and also from my research, what I have come to the conclusion is that we should just be cautious or be more conscious as to how much exposure that we have to aluminum. Now, reducing some products that you might use or finding alternatives to products that you may use that have aluminum is definitely a great decision. Now, can we eliminate aluminum entirely? I'm not sure about that. With everything, just say moderation is key. Being conscious of the fact that your body could be exposed to different ways of aluminum exposure is good, so that you are more aware and you take conscious steps to reducing the amount of exposure that you might get. All right, so that is my take. And one more thing I did also want to mention with regards to these companies labeling their products, deodorants, as aluminum free when deodorants should not contain aluminum. What I thought about is that, you know how I mentioned earlier that I use deodorant as a blanket word to all products that I use for my UnderArms. That might be their approach as well, to catch the public's eye, to know that this deodorant, which some people might just generalize deodorant as also antiperspirants as well, is aluminum free. So I think I'm understanding their labeling from that perspective of trying to differentiate their product from the totality of deodorants, which include antiperspirants and whatnot. So that is my understanding of their approach to labeling their deodorants as aluminum free when it should not contain aluminum. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for stopping by. Please like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and if you found this video helpful or informative, please share the video to someone else you never know who might find it also useful or informative. Well, please leave your comments below if you have any tips or if you've used any other deodorants as well that are aluminum free. This word aluminum is like kind of like a tongue twist a little bit for me anyways. But yes, please leave your comments if you have any thoughts in the video, if you had any questions or that I could help with. Although I'm not an expert, but if you had any questions, please put them down below. I may be able to answer them. Alright, well, thank you guys once again. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.